Well, we've got a wide receiver coming out of Bellevue West that I know that you're very familiar with, 6'1", 180, and Dae'Vonn Hall, roughly a top 50-55 wide receiver in the country.
Yeah, actually, two of them from Bellevue West. But yeah, Dae'Vonn is actually
Okay.
it's actually Dae'Vonn. We've been calling him Dae'Vonn for like 4 years now, and he actually corrected us when we saw him last about a month and a half ago. But yeah, Dae'Vonn Hall has always been a heck of a good-looking kid, and he's already got a full-grown man body going with him. And he's got the total package. He's a track guy, and he can run, he can catch, he can block. I mean, he is really the total package, and that's why he was nationally recruited. But he decided to stay home here this week with his teammate and make it a trifecta of Bellevue West 2024 commitments. So that's pretty good. I mean, you kind of thought when we first were introduced to him when he was in ninth grade, he always wanted to come to Nebraska. You knew that. His head coach, Michael Huffman, always wanted him to go to Nebraska, even though, he doesn't pressure his kids to go anywhere. But always thought he was Nebraska material. And, he got an offer early on. And it's been a long time coming. I mean, he's had an offer since he was in ninth grade. So, he finally pulled the trigger, and Oregon was suiting him pretty hard, and some other big time Power 5 programs. But he decided that he wants to stay here, and Matt Rule and Marcus Satterfield have really convinced him. With what they're doing here at Nebraska with the passing game. So great news for Nebraska fans. And, you're dominating the in-state. I mean, so we'll get to after we talk about some of these other guys.
Dae'Vonn Hall caught 62 passes last year, almost 1,000 yards, 974, about 15 yards per catch, 11 touchdowns, caught an 80-yarder. And as a sophomore, the year before, he had 43 catches, about 14 yards per catch, 9 touchdowns. So he has scored 22 career touchdowns. So that's
you have to take into account too that he's been playing in this offense. That he was coming up with the likes of Xavier Betts, who's a current Husker wide receiver from Bellevue West. And Cade Johnson, who started Iowa and is, went into the transfer portal after this season, who is definitely NFL material. So Bellevue West churns out wide receivers like crazy. And, so some of those numbers, I mean, they spread the ball around. So, if you're getting prolific numbers in that offense, then you're doing something pretty good.
We'll throw some more numbers at everybody because we've got another good one in Isaiah McMorris out of Bellevue as well. He caught 90 last year for 1,297.
As a newcomer.
14 yards per catch, 14 touchdowns.
He was a transfer. He transferred over.
From Omaha, correct?
From Omaha North. Yeah. And, like I was just saying about Coach Huffman's offense. I mean, it's a very wide receiver friendly, quarterback friendly offense. And, he decided that he should probably make a step to a different place just to highlight his skill set. And, like Dae'Vonn Hall, he's another speedster. He's a track guy. They're both right up there ranked, in the 40 and the 100-yard dash in the top 5, top 10 of the whole state. And he's a smaller guy, but he's electric. He really is. He kind of reminds me of a Tyreek Hill type of a player. He's got that kind of, shake and bake to him, where you get him the ball in space and he's gone. So 2 big time gets. I mean, USC was hot and heavy on Isaiah, and again, a lot of other Power 5 programs that had offered over the last season or so, and so that's a huge 1-2 punch right there to start off basically the recruiting weekend. Last Thursday. So really, really good for Nebraska and Matt Rule, and the way Matt Rule's kind of mended the fences with all the Nebraska high school coaches right now, which were kind of, I wouldn't say they were burned or anything like that, but they were kind of on the ropes a little bit with the previous staff and not really paying that much attention to the in-state talent. And, you see these guys that, I mean, we talked to them, like a month ago, both of them. And, we'd asked them if they were a package deal, and it didn't really come off that way. But obviously, they both wanted to stay at home and believe in what Matt Rule and his staff is building here at Nebraska, which is, I mean, based on the culture. And, that culture starts with the players that you recruit.